Hello everyone, Miss Pagett here. I hope you've had lots of fun already today doing all the Christmassy wintry activities that we've had in store for you. In my session we are going to be getting a bit crafty, so we're going to make a winter Christmas wreath that you can hang somewhere in your home. So this is one I made earlier. This is my Christmas wreath. I'm very proud of it. Oh, there we go, my bow's the right way up. So I've just made it using card and I'm going to show you how to make that now. But I think it's pretty cute. You could hang it anywhere. You could hang it on your tree, on any door in the house, or you could even pop it in your bedroom somewhere. So I'm going to show you how to make the base of the wreath, the fringes that go around the outside to make it look like it is made from branches. And then I'm going to show you how to make a little bow as well. But you can make all sorts and pop that on. So I'm just going to show you what you will need. So you'll need 2 pieces of card to make the base of your wreath from. I chose black card because I've got lots of black card and you're not really going to see it if it's underneath. So I thought, wow, that wouldn't matter. I want my wreath to be colourful. Then you're going to need, to make your fringes, to make your bristles, you're going to need probably, I only needed 2 bits of card, but I would say have 2 or 3 just in case. Okay? And you're also going to need sellotape or glue, something sticky to put your bits together. I would say that sellotape probably works better, but again, I haven't used glue, but I would say sellotape does work better just because you can use more of it and you know it's going to stick first time. Very important, you're going to need your scissors. I would recommend getting an adult to help this with you if you are maybe struggling because it's very fiddly and I don't want you to nip yourself. And the last thing that you'll need is you'll need a small rectangular piece of card to cut out your bow. Okay, but you can use that from the leftover card that you've had earlier, or you can use white paper. It's absolutely fine. If you don't have any coloured card, have a go with paper. Because it's wintry, it might look quite nice, like a wintry snowy wreath. So don't worry if you don't have colour card, just have a go with some paper. I'm sure that will be absolutely fine. So I'm going to move you around quite a bit when I'm showing you how to do it, just so you can see what I'm sticking to what. Okay? So join me down here. So first we are going to take our 2 bits of card and I want you to stick them together, but I don't want you to stick them with the longer sides together. It needs to be short sides together. Otherwise you're going to end up with a very small wreath if you do that. So stick these 2 sides together. So I will do that now whilst you're doing the same. Feel free to pause this video at any point if I'm going a little bit quickly. But this will only be the second time I'll have made mine, so hopefully yours will come out just as good. So I have put tape on both of my sides just to make sure that it is extra secure. Okay? So I've done that, first step completed, and then you're going to go on to your next step. So you are going to roll your paper up. So because it's card, it probably will be quite tough to roll, but just give it your best try. And try and keep the sellotape in line, and that's how you know you're rolling it right. So give it a little squeeze, just so it doesn't unravel. Then what you're going to do is you're going to twist your paper. So do it as if you were wringing out a piece of paper that's really, really wet. Twist it that way. So get your fists, like grab your paper and then twist them in opposite directions. And it should twist your paper like that. It doesn't matter if it looks a bit ugly at this point, because we are going to make it look pretty in the end. So just twist, so it should be really long. If your wreath is a lot shorter than mine looks, then you may have stuck your paper the wrong way around. So you might want to go back and just do that step again. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to now stick the ends together. Then I'm going to go away and get some more sellotape and come back. So I am going to pause the video in a minute. So you want to stick your two ends together now. So like this. Get your two ends, make a circle and stick them together. So before I started, I made sure that I had cut off lots of bits of sellotape and I put them on the edge of the table. Maybe check with your adults if that's okay, but it just makes things a lot quicker. And then if it's not really looking like a circle, oh, mine is actually, then shape it into one with your hands. And you should be left with something like this. Don't worry if you think that looks a bit strange, because we are going to make it look pretty. Right, I'm just going to get some more sellotape so that I'm ready for our next step. Okay, so I've now grabbed some more sellotape for myself, ready for the next step. So you are going to now need your other bits of card, so your colourful card. And what we are going to do with, so just take one of them to begin with, and we are going to need to make it into 4 equal pieces. So I think, and we need to do this lengthways as well, or width as I'm holding it here. So I would recommend folding it in half first, so long edge to long edge. Then I would recommend folding it in half again. So folding that piece over so that when you open it back up, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So now I'm going to just chop those up and I want you to do the same. So I will cut mine and then I'll come back and show you what they look like. Okay, so you know I have my paper in 4 equal parts. I cut down the folds so that I was left with these rectangles. And now I've decided that I am going to alternate colours. So I'm going to have orange, green, orange, green, orange, green. So I now need to do the same to my green bit of paper. You can do the same, or you can do the same colour all the way around. So I'm just going to finish doing my paper and I will be right back. Okay, so I have now done the same with both pieces of coloured card. So I have got 4 strips of orange and I've got 4 strips of green. So what we need to do now is create this nice fringed effect. So as you can see, mine is quite chunky on my first one. I made sure that I had big gaps in between my snips so that my bristles were nice and chunky. But you might want to make yours a little bit finer. So what you need to do, grab your card, careful with your scissors. What I would say is make sure that your fingers are always behind your scissors and you're cutting like this, okay? Because if they're really close together or you're doing this, then I think we're going to end up with a bit of an injury. So if you have a look and see what I'm doing, and you can follow that. So you need to snip along one of the sides, the long side again, because if you do it this side, you're not going to have many fringes at all. So cut on the long side, and you want to make sure that you haven't cut all the way up. Let me see if I can show you. So you've got a little gap there, okay? So you want to keep going so you get a fringed effect like that, okay? One thing you can do, if you might want to make it a little bit quicker, you could always put one piece of paper on top of the other and cut that way. But whatever feels safest when you're working with scissors. So I'm going to chop up mine and do my fringing now. So I'm going to do the same with the green that I have done to the orange. So I'll show you what it should look like when you're finished. So I will do mine now and I'll show you what it should look like when you're done. Okay, lovely. So I am finished doing my fringing. I have cut all of my pieces of paper so that they have got fringy edges. What I would say is don't rush it like Miss Pagett did, because I went a bit too quickly on this one, got carried away, and I snipped it in half. So take your time is another thing I would say. Right, so let's get on to actually building our wreath. So I'm going to go away again just so that you can see what I am doing. So grab your card circle that you made earlier and I will show you how to stick things on. So if you're left-handed, you might want to stick it like this way. So you need to basically grab your fringing, stick it on. If you're left-handed, do it this way. So in your left hand, grab the fringing and stick it so that it's facing you on your wreath like that. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do it this way. So you're just going to get your fringing, you're just going to put it on top, but you're going to stick underneath, okay? So get some sellotape, get some glue, and just secure that underneath. So that's what it should look like. And then we have got the process of wrapping. So we need to wrap it around our wreath so that it looks professional. And just to make sure that we are covering up all the dark spots. So you want to go over, under. So you're going over, under, and then over. And then it will eventually stop. In which case, you'll have to stick and secure that on. So you should be left with this. Obviously, you can sort your fringing out a little bit if it's laying a bit flat. And then you do that with your other colour. So I would recommend going where you finished. So where you finished, where you last stuck your piece of sellotape, I would then stick the next bit of paper on. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same again. So we're going to go under, over, under, over, under, over, and then we are going to stick that on again. So I'm going to pause it now just whilst I do the rest of this, because I'm really sure you don't want to hear me saying under, over a billion times. So I will go and finish mine. Good luck with yours if you're doing it along with me. And let's see how I get on. Okay, so I'll see you in a moment. Da, 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 da. And here you go. There is my wreath so far. Admittedly, this bit does look a bit crumpled, but I am going to cover it with my bow, which I will show you how to do quickly. I'm pretty pleased with this, and I had exactly the right amount of pieces of sticky tape, which is amazing. So I'm now going to show you how to do your bow, but first I'm going to draw out the shape that you need on your piece of card, just so we don't run out of time. Okay, so first things first, get your piece of card and fold it in half. And then I would say cut one of these sides, and that is going to be fine for you to do your bow on. That will be enough room and space. Okay, so once I was finished with my card, I folded it in half. And then on the bend side, this is what I drew. Okay, so if you need to pause it and have a look, pause it at this point and draw this for your bow. I'm now going to cut it out. When you're cutting it out, make sure that you're cutting out both sides of the card, so you're not cutting it out like this. It's very important. Okay, you will now be left with these bits, which you need to stick together. So take the two sides here and meet them in the middle with some tape. And then what I forgot to record then was you need to stick the two little bits underneath, because they will make the ribbon of your bow. So there you go, you've got your bow and you've got your wreath. So now all that's left to do is to stick your bow on your wreath. So I've folded some sellotape back on itself. You can just stick it on. Maybe I'll put the messy side where I've put a lot of the sticking on the side of the wreath. And there you go, your festive wreath. So I hope you get on with that okay. Best of luck, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Bye.